For half a century, the global economic contract relied on a straightforward sequence. If you obtained an education and performed reliable, routine cognitive labor, that effort guaranteed personal wealth and national security. We built entire global middle classes around this exact promise. Massive corporations optimized their costs by moving administrative, customer service, and data processing roles to offshore business process outsourcing hubs. Today, artificial intelligence acts as a direct, near-instantaneous substitute for that human workforce. This creates a mechanism called virtual offshoring. Digital agents operating on servers in advanced economies can now execute business matrices faster and more accurately than human teams abroad. We are already seeing the immediate economic fallout. In traditional European outsourcing capitals, the scaling of automated processes is currently manifesting as sudden waves of layoffs and empty commercial real estate. When processing speed and real-time analytics can be generated at a fraction of human effort's cost, the result is a permanent structural break. Routine cognitive labor no longer guarantees economic utility. For the human workforce, this rapid technological obsolescence generates profound psychological friction. Skills that took decades of formal education and dedicated practice to master are now replicated by an algorithm in seconds. Medical researchers at the University of Florida have formalized the resulting dread into a novel clinical diagnosis, AI Replacement Dysfunction, or AIRD. This goes far beyond the standard stress of a tight labor market. Patients exhibit chronic anxiety, mental health deterioration, and intense societal isolation. It is an existential fear rooted in a pervasive sense of human replaceability. Past machines replaced a physical strain, expanding human capacity. Artificial intelligence, by contrast, targets human intellectual identity. The hollowing out of the global middle class creates a severe competence crisis, stripping away the framework through which humans derive their societal purpose. Global productivity is expanding by up to 2.5% annually, yet median human wages are flatlining. Where are those resulting trillions going? Artificial intelligence is a capital-biased innovation. Because it substitutes human labor, financial returns flow exclusively to the owners of that automated capital. Furthermore, building these models require exorbitant capital expenditures for specialized semiconductor logic chips and hyperscale data centers. This inherently creates a consolidated winner-takes-most market structure, dominated by a small group of technology providers. As corporations hollow out their middle layers, the cost savings do not trickle down to the displaced workforce. They are captured by technological monopolies and the investment portfolios of early equity holders. By replacing human labor with digital infrastructure, artificial intelligence engineers a historic redistribution of wealth. It effectively breaks the long-standing economic link between national productivity gains and worker compensation. To track exactly where this money goes, we can look at the global financial sector. As highly incentivized optimizers of vast data networks, international banks serve as premier leading indicators. In May 2026, the banking giant Standard Chartered unveiled its aggressive fit-for-growth strategy. The objective was to eliminate more than 7,000 corporate back-office roles by treating routine human employees as depreciating assets that could be optimized out of the balance sheet. Executive leadership moved beyond traditional cost-cutting, framing the strategy as an architectural substitution of resources. They are replacing labor with the advanced investment capital required to fund automation. The numbers reveal an extreme dichotomy. While eliminating thousands of roles, the banks simultaneously recorded $18 billion in wealth revenue, prompting an aggressive hiring surge for high-end relationship managers. The AI economy creates a paradox. Administrative jobs are destroyed to generate corporate profits, which in turn create vast automated fortunes, requiring high-touch human bankers to manage them. On a macroeconomic scale, this transition threatens the foundational development strategies of the Global South. When automated digital systems in advanced economies execute administrative tasks cheaper than a team in Southeast Asia, developing nations face premature deindustrialization, short-circuiting their path to building a robust middle class. Advanced economies face an equally severe structural crisis. Modern public finance is overwhelmingly funded by taxing human wages. If digital agents replace huge swaths of the workforce, the traditional income tax base rapidly erodes, jeopardizing infrastructure and social safety nets. States can shift the tax burden away from labor, focusing instead on the underlying resources of AI: computing power, data utilization, and massive energy consumption. This captures the supernormal profits of the digital economy without penalizing the act of automation. Sovereign states are already running policy laboratories to navigate this. Within the Parliament of Singapore, intense debates contrast government subsidies for human upskilling against direct structural wealth redistribution through proposals like a national AI equity fund. State survival no longer relies strictly on taxing the physical labor of citizens. It depends on a government's legislative ability to capture and distribute the wealth generated by the machine networks operating within its borders. Human utility is far from obsolete, a reality governed by Moravec's paradox. High-level cognitive reasoning requires relatively little computational power, making it easy to automate. But low-level sensory motor skills, like repairing plumbing in an unstructured environment, demand enormous computational resources, making skilled physical trades incredibly resilient. Beyond manual expertise, the labor market will reallocate human effort toward roles machines cannot fulfill, positions demanding deep emotional intelligence, specialized healthcare, and high-stakes ethical verification protocols where human judgment is legally mandated. If automation drives the marginal cost of producing energy, food, and information to near zero, we approach the theoretical horizon of a post-scarcity economy, a state often termed fully automated luxury communism. Universal basic income serves as a necessary macroeconomic tool to sustain consumer demand. By decoupling human survival from automated labor markets, it acts as the transitional bridge toward a post-work future. Flourishing in the AI era demands a collective reimagining of societal goals, building a future where identity and purpose are found in a world of vast abundance. Subscribe to our channel to explore the unseen forces shaping the future of our global economy.